It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
If you dress up like Halloween, ghouls will try and get in your pants. Name that movie.
No,
Oh,
I'm done. I'm already.
Fred 2?
did I ruin it? Fred 2, even Freddier?
Night of the Living Fred?
Um,
Never seen.
You
Fred
guys are
alive?
boring me already.
Sorry,
All right, here we go.
it hurt my feelings. Oh, spooky crickets.
All right, so welcome back to Operation Babble, everybody. This is episode I don't even remember. I think it's 129, something like that.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Can you not remember things? 129.
Yeah, so okay. Oh, today
You don't get points for getting lucky. I
Yeah,
I
you do.
refuse.
I got two of them that I have to raise now.
Oh man, I have proof that I have been laid. Maybe not by choice.
So today we're going to be talking about Batman The Long Halloween Parts 1 and Part 2, the animated show, because I know this is based off of the comic as well, correct, Tivis?
A lot of qualifiers there.
Tivis, I'm sure you'll have information from the comic. I never read this version of the comic.
I read it long enough ago that I couldn't remember parts of it, which made this
Okay.
movie even better.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
I heard
No
that
no expectations.
there were rumors going on that the Battinson Robot Battinson flicks were based off of the Long Halloween a little
They
bit.
were going to originally incorporate some of the elements, which is why this was actually supposed to kick off their new movie universe, which
Oh,
is
Christ.
titled Rebirth. I don't know if that's fan or official because, well, they suck at giving official titles. I mean, we still call the DCEU, which they said let that die, and
Mm.
you haven't given us enough replacements. That's what it is.
But isn't it also the Snyderverse?
No, never.
Didn't you hear?
Yeah.
We got this covered. Said the Snyderverse is back and Snyder's coming back.
Yeah.
We got this covered. Said it like 5 times this past week.
Fuck that. Restore the Schumacher verse.
But this is like the third and fourth movies in this current group. The first one is Man of Tomorrow. I actually want to go back and watch because Neil Flynn plays Superman's dad.
I think I
Janitor.
watched Man of Tomorrow.
Janitor. I
Okay.
did see that one. I just don't remember.
What
it.
was the other one then? If this is the,
That Justice Society one that came out.
I did not watch that one yet.
I haven't either.
Is that the World War II one or
Is it? I think it's World War One.
the New Frontier thing or whatever? Or am I confusing a bunch of
New Frontier is a
fucking-
different movie entirely. But
DC has so many fucking animated movies, it's hard to keep track.
well, we had Ian on. He mentioned that there's a lot of time travel and stuff, and that kind of just tuned me out.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little over time travel myself.
Yeah.
All right, so well, I guess we're gonna dive into these. These were each only an hour and a half long, so it wasn't too bad.
Park.
No, John.
Okay.
Who wants to start off? Start me off.
Ooh.
Rub me off, Tivis. I
What?
mean,
Fill me up. No. Tibbs, why don't you? Since I would say you're probably the reason we watched it for the most part.
I did want to watch these two. It took me forever to get to them.
Well, to be fair, I care more about Tivis's opinion than yours when it comes to comic book movies.
Yeah, these are on my list, and I mean it's October. It's got Halloween in the title, even though barely any of it takes place during Halloween.
Yeah, somebody just says it. They do the thing where they say the title, therefore
Yeah.
it's Halloween.
But you know, this is a
Scarecrow
really
wears a
popular
mask.
comic story, and if anyone has ever watched like Batman Year One, this is basically a sequel like to that because it's very early on when Batman's villains change over from mobsters to insane people with powers.
Fucking freaks.
It's basically what they did with Gotham as well, the TV show.
Yeah, they actually incorporated part of this into season 4.
Yeah.
I need to get to.
Did Penguin and Riddler bang at the end, or no? All right.
Yes.
I don't know if that's that season. I think that's the season I'm on, 3.
Oh, all right. Oh, all right.
I it's been a while. Anyway,
Anyways, guys.
What? It's not my fault. Gotham wanted to cram that in there. Was it to turn a phrase?
So like we open with like Batman or Bruce Wayne talking with Carmine Falcone, who is one of the heads of the one of the many. I say many. I think there's like 3 or 4 crime families in
I
Gotham.
believe there's 3. It's Falcone, Maroni,
Roni and
the
Spagoni.
spaghetti. Mom spaghetti.
Eminem. He's in this.
To be fair, Gotham is essentially Detroit.
Yeah,
At this
it's
point.
Detroit set in New Jersey.
There you
Makes
go.
it worse.
I'd say more Chicago.
No, Gotham is actually in New Jersey.
No, I'm saying like it feels more like.
Oh, wait. Chicago's a city. I'm an idiot. It's early, guys.
Damn, dude. Damn.
I'm having trouble remembering how this fucking
That
movie
in the book
starts.
too, Tivis?
Damn.
Yes. But
Awesome.
yeah, so that was, a thing. I think that he's wanting to get money from the Wayne Foundation for something.
No, he wants them to launder money for him.
Oh yeah, because he's got history with Bruce's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants them basically to just clean up the shit that he has, as we find out later.
Which you really don't find out about their real connection until the second part, which is
Right.
kind of interesting.
A lot of these movies are it's basically just a long mystery. There's this new villain called the Holiday Killer, who's taking out parts of these families, or maybe it's just one family specifically.
No, it's a bunch of heads of Falcone, but also it's mainly the Falcones, but with they're also taking out like people that are getting in his way.
That's what I thought.
Kind of stuff.
It's like a giant mystery. They introduce a bunch of people that it could be. I didn't remember who it was until okay.
So
when did you guys figure it out?
I figured it out. Well, complete spoilers, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I figured it out as soon as Harvey and his wife were talking about baby shit, and you had the baby nipple on the gun.
E.
That's where I figured I was like, oh, okay, it's that. But then
I
I
think
kept looking every time they showed the Holiday Killer. Like I kept looking at the face to see if that's what they were, because it doesn't really resemble the character at all.
No. And that adds to the mystery because it's actually they draw them pretty generic, so it could be anyone still. But yeah, I remembered finally shortly into part 2.
Okay.
How about you, John? When you
I was actually surprised. I thought it was going to be Sophia, to be honest, because she felt like she had the strongest motivation, but it was because you're not really told the motivation until the end of the fucking show. So then you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense. But as you're actually watching, it's like Sophia wants to sit at the head of the table. Her dad's not going to let her.
Yeah.
So what does she do? Takes out a bunch of competition, so he doesn't have a choice really, and then also proves that she's willing to do whatever. She's strong, and also she can get the job done by taking out other people as well. And I was just like, oh, okay, well that's kind of interesting, especially when Maroni's father, the headman, gets shot when his son goes to visit him. She was in the car. So I was like, oh, because that came out of nowhere. That
Carmen Sandiego did and came around the corner after the other, or like, you know, they crossed paths basically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was
could
like,
see that.
that's really fucking convenient. I heard a gunshot. And then this is like, oh, okay.
And
And
she's
then
built like fucking like a,
a
shit
brick
brick
shit.
house, dude.
Yeah. I actually like that character, by the way. I was kind of enjoying her. She was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The holiday thing, it's just like they felt like they were well enough because I don't know why I'm mixing something up, but every time I saw the nipple at the end of this stupid gun, I just kept thinking, one, it's not going to act as a silencer. Stop it, film. Please stop. And also, I can't remember what show it is, but they always mention the nipple factory. And for some reason, I kept thinking it was like an old Gotham thing where it's like next to Ace Chemical. So I'm like, is the Joker just being a weirdo? But I think it's from Parks and Rec, the nipple factory. That's why I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, is there going to be like a big thing? And then, yeah, when they start talking about babies, I'm just like, all right, I guess I don't care. Like I was really just at a point where I'm like, the Harvey Dent wife thing, I just didn't give a shit about. Like I just didn't.
And they lay those clues out pretty early on in the first part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Did I gotta ask, have either of you watched Invincible yet?
No, not yet.
I'm still on episode 3.
The next time you watch Invincible, just notice Omni-Man's house. Because it looked like the same exact layout as Harvey Dent's, and it was really fucking me up. Like the layout seemed exactly the same. I know
I'm
it's so
sure there's
strange,
a
but I was noticing.
generic cartoon household.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do have a weird problem with the reveal, but it kind of stems throughout the entire film, and I'll get to that when we start.
I had a
more.
problem with the silencer because even if it worked, I believe it only worked once.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though it just kept working. I think they are arguing that it's because it had like a long barrel, but I'm like, that's not how that works. If anything, it's probably not.
Use a flashlight instead.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, the only
Please
thing
don't.
that it doesn't do anything. No, I'm like, maybe it stops the gun residue, but it doesn't fucking matter because they're
Yeah.
wearing gloves anyways. But
Yeah.
your gun residue comes from the back of the gun anyway, so it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
doesn't
it
do
was
shit.
all for theatrics.
Yeah. Well, it was for the whole plot of it. That's all it is, and that's what set me off. I was like, oh, it's this. Okay. And then I
Well,
just
then-
rode with the rest of both of the movies. So
Well, then I was also thinking about Alberto, that scene, because I
Mhm.
fucking hate that scene. When he actually gets killed by the holiday killer and pushed off the boat.
Mhm.
Because I almost lost my shit because they're talking. I'm like, why is Alberto telling all this shit to Selena? This makes no sense.
It's just rushing that entire plot to get that
Yeah.
information out there before he gets killed. That's all that was.
Oh, well, and then the worst part is I know he's gonna die, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, how would you know that? It's like because fucking Selena Kyle is a retard. As soon as Batman lands on the boat, she goes, Bruce.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? She would never do that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he has to either die or actually be the bad guy because
Yeah.
there's no way.
There's no
'Cause
other choice.
Otherwise, he would use that to his
Exactly.
advantage to get with his dad better, you know.
I'm not
Yeah.
Batman is Bruce. So.
I'm not even fucking kidding you. Hannah and I were watching it last night. She goes, Bruce. We both go, what? Why? And it's like, oh, he's definitely gonna die. And then literally like 5 seconds later, pew, pew, and then he falls off
Yeah.
the fucking boat.
I was honestly leaning towards him at first, and then he died, and I'm like, well, never mind.
You seem like too
Oh,
big of a pussy.
so-
I was like, I don't see him doing it.
So he gets shot like 3 or 4 times,
yeah.
and then he goes and falls into the propeller. What's in the casket? What's in the casket? There's no body in that casket that when they bury him.
You can get some chum. You can get some pieces.
They did mention that they got parts of him.
Bro, there was no parts left of him.
I also got oh
be an arm.
no. Oh no.
And the shark.
I just thought of something. Okay, give me a sec. Because first I want to start with these movies want to be edgy so bad, but I don't think it needed to because they do some
so.
they do
Not
a couple
now.
they do a couple of little edgelord things that kind of ruin scenes for me. Like they just randomly want to use foul language, but then they censor themselves. Like I remember like in the second part when Scarecrow fucking gasses Batman, which why not just kill him? But sure, why not? He's like, here's like Happy Mother's Day, prick. I was like, what? Why? Why'd you have to call him a prick?
Yeah. Well, I know the first one got a PG-13 rating. The second one was rated R, so at that point, why not just add in whatever the fuck you're gonna add in, you know?
Yeah, because there's like the part where like Sophia like fucking goes like fucking Al Pacino like with two big guns just starting to shoot, and she's like, mother. I was like, just say it. Like if you're gonna do it, just do it. Yeah, they would just do random shit like that from time to time. But the propeller was one of the first ones I really noticed. I was like, that seemed unnecessary. But now that I think about it, tell me if I'm reading into this too much. Because the whole reason why what's her face Gilda is so pissed, Harvey's wife, is that she'd had a child with Alberto. They didn't like that. So they had him killed, or at least that's what she thought, and then wouldn't let him be part of the like rise in the ranks, and then they aborted her baby. Do you think the propeller was kind of an allegory for abortion?
Well, no.
Now that it's totally retrospective now at this point, like retro symbolism.
Yeah, I get that.
Because that's what they say what abortion is. It's essentially like blending it up in the womb and pulling it out.
What do you mean like they killed like okay, so
she said it was ripped from her womb.
She said that yeah, they aborted her baby. But like Alberto,
he was the father of the baby.
Is the father. And that was supposedly the person that she was like in love with. I'm confused why she even killed him in the first place.
Well, because maybe he was
anger for letting it happen. He mentions that he went along with his dad to try and appease him.
But you think that would be the last person to kill? That should have been the last person to kill.
Well, I mean, he kind of figures it out because, he's a puzzle solver. He's putting the clues together himself.
Yeah,
that's fair. I like that.
And what better place to do it than at a party where they're all going to be anyway?
Yeah. No, I know that boat.
She should have just blown the fucking boat up and killed them all at once.
Yeah, just be done with it.
There's a lot of innocent people on that boat, though. She only had an issue with one family in particular.
Those innocent people are supporting that family right now.
They're at a charity.
Can I want to have a fun little piece here. I want to pull a Tivis, if I may. Did you notice at the beginning of the first part, where the conversation is happening under the bridge, they do the big like crane shot that comes down past the bridge? It's right after the credits. If you look at the metal plate on the bridge, it says 1939 on it. You go down, that was his first appearance. That was the year he first appeared. Batman. I thought that was neat. I was like, they put that right there, and it's the only number on the fucking like in the whole place. I'm like, oh, that means something. So I immediately Googled it. I was like, oh, that's neat. I like silly shit like that.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. This I know we haven't really talked a lot about the plot so far, but other than the major spoilers. But I honestly feel like these two movies are a big return to form for DC animated that they've kind of gotten away from for a while.
Yeah, true. I'd love the animation. I think the animation's fucking awesome.
I still need to see Man of Tomorrow, but I don't know. I just haven't felt like watching any of these for quite some. I fell asleep during the whole Son of Batman, and that's the last one I watched.
I don't like any of those. I wasn't a huge fan of a lot of the voice actors that they picked, and again, that was when they were really leaning into hyper violence, and I'm just kind of like, I'm just not into that when it comes to DC because I'm not used to it.
Yeah, well, that's a big part of Batman's shit, though.
Well, I'm not like, I grew up on fucking Adam West, Joel Schumacher, and the fucking 90s animated series. And even like their movies didn't even
You did not grow up on Adam West.
There was reruns.
Excuse me, I had the VHS's, son.
I was gonna say they were playing. I remember watching them with my dad as a kid
I
because
was
they were
fucking-
playing them
I
on
was-
TV Land.
Yeah, I was rocking fucking shark repellent before you even knew what I was.
We were talking we were talking in text the other day about Bender's voice actor, and I mentioned
Yeah.
how many friggin' comic characters he's played.
Was that-
He's Mad Hatter in this,
yeah,
and
John DiMaggio.
I didn't
I think
care for him.
Is it? I think it's John DiMaggio because I think Joe DiMaggio is the baseball player. I just didn't care for the Mad Hatter. I thought he was just kind of dumb. That's another problem I had with the second part was like they just crammed fucking characters in for no reason. And it kind of felt really obscure. And I'm having a real big problem lately that like the video games and like the movies and stuff have made Poison Ivy essentially a fucking god. Like,
Oh, she
She's-
has been.
but I'm just saying, like,
they gave
you
her
know,
like the same powers similar to Swamp Thing. That's
Yeah.
basically what she has, except she can like actually get killed with a bullet where Swamp Thing can't.
but she used to like, she used to not be so fucking powerful. Because, like, I'm saying, like, I'm fine with her being able to control some stuff, but like, you look like in the span of a night, she like covered an entire city in vines. Like, that's fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, no, she's one of those powerful villains of Batman if she chooses to let go.
Well, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. I feel like there's been a power creep over the last like decade or so, and she's just like fucking crazy, crazy
I think
powerful.
he's always been really powerful in the comics, though.
Yeah,
Not
wouldn't-
always.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
She
I
used
think
to be
oh, yeah.
like thief
within our
level.
within visual, like the audio visual medium, is where she hasn't really been herself until of late. Where in the
Mm.
comics, she's always been pretty badass and destructive and
Wow.
powerful.
Oh, wow.
she's
Oh yeah,
Guess I
really
won't
she's
be-
one of the big threats.
Well, I guess I won't speak on it because I don't quite know. Then it's just something I've really noticed lately. But it was more like because you had that, and then you
I
have
think it's 'cause you're
Scarecrow and
seeing
Mad
more of her
Hatter.
lately. That's all.
And also just with this storyline, because then you also have Grundy.
Mm.
So like
Oh,
between
yeah.
between Grundy and her, it's like they should be wrecking
Oh
shop.
man. Oh, the Grundy stuff. Like when they went down to sewer, I was like thinking it was gonna be Killer Croc, and when it was Grundy, I was
Mhm.
so happy it wasn't Killer Croc because Killer Croc is like overused with the sewer shit all the time.
Oh, I love Grundy.
And I
So
love
happy when he
Grundy,
comes up.
too.
and
And the you Batman does that sweet thing on Thanksgiving and leaves him so like I was like, oh man, it like warmed my heart to see
You're
Batman
s-
giving him fucking food.
It's
I
because
didn't
Grundy.
cry.
Grundy
I didn't
isn't-
go Smith on this shit, but I
He-
did. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
that is funny.
Grundy isn't inherently evil. He's kind of just a creature.
I'm
just
misunderstood.
I'm
Yeah.
misunderstood.
He was
Like
born on
he's
Monday.
kind of like the Hulk. You piss him off, he's gonna destroy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like all of a sudden at the end, fucking Joker and fucking Penguin show up. Why is Penguin here?
Well,
Because
showed
he
him
had a
at the
cameo in Arkham.
earlier.
Like that's
Yeah.
what it feels like. Is that he just showed up? It was just
But-
like
I do
That-
think
and
they took
that
away
happens in the-
from- They took away from Joker in the second movie, whereas in the first one, he's more of a force to fuck with.
Yeah, because he's trying to figure out who Holiday is as well.
Yeah, but then the second one, he's just like lackey number 3 or whatever. Like Two-Face is the Thanos in this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
yeah.
How did we get to this part? Like,
Well, and
no,
especially,
Joker
I
wouldn't
can't-
be following somebody else. Joker would
Or
went
Poison
somewhere else.
Ivy. Why would Poison Ivy give
Well,
a
he
fuck
has
about
before.
him? But why would Poison Ivy give a fuck? Like
Maybe
it
she's
was
getting
just funny.
paid.
And then you have that battle at the end, and it's like they like fight all of them.
Mhm.
And again, like, I'm sorry, between Grundy and fucking Poison Ivy, they should have wrecked shop. But then you have everybody get beat, and then we just don't pay any fucking attention to the fact that they're all in the room still.
Yeah.
Like, that's just never resolved. Doesn't really matter because then Sophia falls out the window, which that was sad. I felt bad. That was a rough one because Sophia's like the only like not shitty character in almost the entire 2 movies.
Other
Also-
than being a mobster.
Well, yeah, well, but I felt more like she wanted to be a mobster because she'd been in prison for a while. She was just on parole now because she talked about her parole officer. So,
Hmm.
granted, I don't know what she did to get put in prison, so I can't speak to how bad she is.
It's mob, you know,
Yeah, well, she could be a drug dealer. She could have,
money laundering. It could be anything.
yeah. She could have just been a lackey. But then you have like,
Driver.
there you go.
Oh, guys, I want to bring up something real quick too, because I noticed, like, when I was watching the first part, I looked it up. The guy who plays Joker, he's played Batman so many times.
Is it
Oh, yeah.
Troy? Was it Troy Baker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Which-
does the voice of Joker in the Arkham Origins game and took over for Mark Hamill, which a lot of people weren't happy about, but I
think
thought he
he's
did a
pretty
good job.
I think he's good.
I think
Yeah,
it was
he's-
in the Batman TMNT movie. He played both Joker and Batman.
Which, okay, hot take. Here it comes. I think they should have had him do it again because I do not think. I think Jensen Ackles by far is the worst casting in both parts. Not only does he not feel right as Bruce, when he puts on the Batman voice, it just sounds fucking silly. And it's no detriment to him because I think he's fan freaking tastic as Jason Todd in Red Hood. And like he's not a bad voice actor, but it's just like I just was not believing it. And then you have like his scenes with like Catwoman and Gordon's got already kind of that raspy voice, and then Josh Duhamel plays a fucking great Harvey Dent. Naya Rivera, fucking rest in peace. Totally forgot that she had died. Totally forgot about that. She
For
was
who?
awesome. She was awesome as Catwoman. Naya Rivera, she was on Glee. She did the Smooth Criminal redo with Grant Gustin.
Oh.
She was out on the lake and was on a boat and threw her son on the boat and went under and never came back up.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
Yeah.
And but she was awesome as Catwoman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just, oh man, I totally did not like. I had a couple of audio issues. It was something I actually brought up when we. It's funny that you brought up Turtles and TMNT. There's like, for a lot of this, there's just no ambiance. Like there's no city sound. There's no like real grandiose music. They do a little bit better in the second part, but the first one, audio wise, like,
Oh, dude, it killed me.
voice
When you
actors
first-
levels are bad. And
When we first go to the Wayne estate, and like it's outside at night, and the crickets are so fucking loud.
yeah,
And then they go inside, and it's just like dead silent. I'm like, guys, turn the crickets down a little bit. Like they did not need to be that loud at all.
or give us some like echo or some fireplace. Like do
Yeah.
something. Like give us some ambiance to make it feel like you can hear. Or like when they're sitting on the rooftops constantly, you like hear no police sirens, no chat, nothing. You just hear nothing.
Give me
and
some
it's-
gunshots in the background, something. It's
Sure.
Gotham, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or like steam, like, and then you just don't have any cool background music. Like there's
Yeah.
just which is like I'd always argue, at least in the live action or even animated stuff, that's like what they hang their hat on is really, really, taking care of the details,
Mhm.
making it feel a little more lived in and real and.
Mhm.
So that'd probably be my biggest criticism, other than I don't like the character design I'm 50-50. I didn't like Joker's. I thought he looked like a twat. His hair was really lame. and he's
Reminded
got
me
the,
of
like,
Joker from was it The Killing Joke that he looked like that?
I thought he looked cooler in the Killing Joke.
Or maybe I'm
He
trying
looked
to
more
remember which
traditional.
one of the last ones was. It was it was like All in the Family or some shit like that. And, well, that's a TV show, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. The Bat Family.
the one
Death in the
one.
Fam-
Death
Death
in
in
the
the Fam-
Family, yeah.
I didn't like that version. And Catwoman's costume, now I get it, super hot. Let's be fair. Let's give credit where credit's due. But I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like she has all her utility stuff. And like, where's she pulling that whip from? I just gotta know. Like, 'cause that costume leaves nothing to the imagination, and that whip just
She's
comes out
obviously got
random.
hidden pockets like Batman does, where he pulls out his bat shield.
Yeah, right. So I was like, eh. And then I guess I guess really the last big criticism I have is, I guess I'll just get to it for the sake of it. Like we were talking about the reveal. The person who gives the reveal isn't even Batman, which is kind of lame. It's Two-Face. He's sitting in his cell and he goes, Gilda, and it's like, ah, fuck. Okay, that's why. And then you get there, and then she exposits everything. Like,
Well, I mean,
he
he-
doesn't say anything.
Pretty much says that when he turns himself in. That
Yeah, as soon as they mention the guns in the basement, he's like, yeah, of course.
Well, that too, but when he's on the roof about to hand himself over to the Batman and Gordon, he says, you know, like they say you've betrayed everything that you gave your word to, and he's like, everything but one, which is like his fucking marriage, his wife.
Well, and also because the way that, obviously the way that or at least my assumption for their intention of when Batman was chilling in the basement already wasn't necessarily that he knew, but it felt like it could be potentially a setup too, like, or at least for the audience, it could have been a potential setup. It's just Batman never really reveals anything, and he's kind of fucking lame. Like, he kind of reminds
they
me
go
of,
into that because this is when he's like, I'm gonna have to learn how to be a detective here.
Yes, that line pissed me off though.
Yeah,
because he's in the Batcave. He's like, I thought I'd just go out there and basically beat people up, and never thought the Batman would have to be a detective. I'm like, no, don't. What the fuck are you saying? Like,
it's like,
Batman
why are you
was
trying to do this to
created
me?
as a detective? Like,
Yeah. It's like, why are you doing this to me? You're hurting my soul.
Well,
and it's the same arguments I had with the Nolan trilogy, is where I always felt like Batman was the fucking lamest part. At least he looks cool in this one.
they tried to give him some detective work in that one.
To be fair, he didn't start out as the world's greatest detective. He ended up there, but he didn't start as that character.
Well, I'd like him to be better than fuck Catwoman. Catwoman was figuring shit out way more than him. Also, she gets all the best fight scenes. Like, she's fucking tearing house, man, flipping all over the place, doing all this cool shit. Batman's constantly caught off guard, constantly getting his ass kicked. And
That's the Batman I like, though. I mean, this early Batman, before he becomes like unbeatable god, because he's prepared for fucking everything.
Well, then, okay, I say that. So part 2, he gets fucking. He knows what Scarecrow does because he showed up with the gas mask, right? And then just let himself get stabbed, which I'm like, okay, fine. Caught him off guard. He wasn't thinking, sure, whatever. But then the second time he goes in with the mask, gas mask, doesn't fucking matter. And then he tries to go for the stab and he batarangs it out of his hand. It's like, oh, okay, cool. How do you not hear the Mad Hatter running up behind you when you're the only two people in a fucking like warehouse, essentially, like a big museum? And he gets
got
bonked
little
over
pitter patter feet.
I guess that's how mad he is.
Why is the fucking Mad Hatter a leprechaun?
I didn't. That was a really strange choice. I was like, is this like a new character I don't know about? And then he started like, and he was talking in rhyme.
Yeah.
He was essentially
that's
like
not
the
unusual.
leprechaun. He was like the leprechaun from the movie The Leprechaun.
I need to go back and reread the comics. I don't think he might have been, but I don't believe, because Hatter is one of my favorite rogues of the comics period.
I just remember the Mad Hatter doing like way cooler shit. Even in the CW Arrow, at least he had like vertigo and shit and like tried to like fuck with your brain. But then but talking about preparedness, he's had 2 encounters with Scarecrow. At this point, probably knew a little bit about him. And in the fight at the building, neither one of them went in with the gas mask. They both, and then Grundy bites the gas mask hand or whatever, or the gas hand, and it fills the room. And apparently, it didn't do fuck all to anybody.
I was put the cape up about that. I was like, well, did
even Grundy do anything?
The chemicals just soaked into his body that were toxic, and the rest of it's just the gas, or what? I don't know. Yeah,
fight scene was fucking silly. The fight scene was silly.
And then that one kind of played a little homage to the animated series, though, because he was. I mean, if you go back and watch that cartoon, a lot of his defense with gas and stuff is just pulling the mask
Yeah.
over his face.
Which is fucking dumb. And don't get me wrong, the old ones would not get a pass today either. And then like just knowing that he was put on ice essentially for like 3 months because Poison Ivy
Poison Ivy took him over
just got
from
a hold of him.
what was it, New Year's to Valentine's Day, or was it April
Yeah,
Fool's Day?
April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
And I just go, I don't know. Nobody did anything because immediately my first question is, okay, where's fucking Alfred? First off,
Oh, he was also there too.
well, no,
Yeah, which I appreciate them showing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was my first question, and then I'm like, okay, they explained that, fine, I can live with that. And then the whole house is just covered in weeds and shit. It's like nobody's coming over and checking this thing. He's rich as fuck. Why is this house all fucking crazy all of a
Because
sudden?
he fired Bane and put him in Arkham, so he has no one to do his
Ah.
yard work.
There you go. Oh, that's fucking racist and hilarious.
He was his yard guy in one of the movies. I remember that shit.
And I just love how like Catwoman's like, I needed to catch her
don't.
off guard. I needed to catch her off guard. I'm like, you came through the window and just started fighting her. That's not catching her off guard.
I'd be pretty put off guard if someone jumped through my window and started punching me.
But like Poison Ivy's like, I don't know. You'd think she'd be a little on edge. And then I did find it funny though, that after his mind control wears off, Bruce passes out. But then she lets go of Alfred, and Alfred's just like, oh, what happened?
Well, I think
You're
well,
90.
Bruce had like all the shit on him, and she like fucked him up too.
And fucked him in the trees.
And I think that he was just more worn out from being mind controlled because she was like actually up in his mind and shit.
Well, I was gonna make more jokes about.
I don't think
being
they
worn out.
fucked. I don't think.
Why
so.
not? She's hot.
Dude,
He's hot.
If they
get to
would
work.
have, I think Catwoman would have killed her. Honestly.
Yeah, well, as if Selena hasn't done anything.
And they didn't even give you any hints of Selena Kyle being like
A
any
thief.
well, they show her steal like once and that's it. They show her steal a chick's necklace on the boat and that was it. And
Yeah.
apparently Bruce's watch. But those are the only times you get the idea of like, oh, she's kind of a thief. Usually you're like, you can't tell, is she good, is she bad, you know.
Yeah.
What side
Double
of the track is she
cross.
on? Yeah.
yeah, it's doesn't really give a whole lot of perspective on many characters in it, because
Which
Like,
kind of sucks.
if
though,
you
because
haven't
it's
picked
so
up on it
goofy.
yet, it goes from one Halloween to the next. It's an entire year going through all the holidays,
Well, I
like
don't
even Arbor Day and stuff that people ignore.
Well, I don't know. Again, this is just another moment where I feel like Bruce Wayne takes a back seat, and so does Batman. Like we were really, really on like, so because even Selena gets an extra little storyline with the idea that Falcone is potentially her father.
Mhm.
We get that, and then
I hate to say it though, it's not Batman's story.
I
really.
suppose that I would argue it's more
Yeah, it's a Harvey Dent story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's just like they crammed so many random things in. I wish they could have done a little bit more with a couple of the characters, like why Harvey became a DA and stuff like that. Like they let you have those moments where you're like, oh, you know, versus like, don't think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have a couple of those moments like that, or okay, we're really gonna over exposit this just so you kind of get what's going on. It was it felt very displaced while at the same time very streamlined. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I understand where we're going, but it's like, again, it's so jarring that all of a sudden it's like, okay, Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, why the hell is Penguin here? Like it just really fucked me up. But for the most part, like the skeleton of it was really interesting. Like because like all of a sudden Harvey's insane. It's like he had
Well,
that
they
fight with
kinda
Sword,
lead
all of a
into
sudden
it
he's
with-
lost it.
with the stress and stuff, and over an entire year.
But I like that they did it before he got this like his face fucked up.
Yeah.
It,
So
it
it's
would have
like
been
he
nice to
has
have a
multiple personality disorder beforehand, and
You know,
that
like-
just like
Like imagine
and
if
It would have been a little better if they'd had done a little like slower transition of it instead of just
Yeah.
oh he's hearing voices
Mhm.
and
Well, because
you
like
know
think about it. Well, especially because they're talking about stress, right? What's one of the more stressful things other than being a fucking lawyer in one of the most
Mm.
crime-ridden places ever
Marriage.
of all time? I know you're making the joke, but I'm literally gonna say it
oh
would
no,
be
that wasn't a
marriage.
joke.
Because I was like, not only does she feel distant, he's starting to, because now he doesn't have the comfort of home anymore
Right.
to like de-stress. So then why not like he is starting to stress out? Like maybe he yells
he
at
wants
her.
to try to have a family and she's like,
Yeah.
look, I can't. Why aren't you understanding this?
And then and then maybe just like he's trying to interrogate a guy and he punches him. And it's like, whoa, okay, you need to chill out. And then all of a sudden he starts like he goes and sees a psychiatrist, and then that's not working. It's like, oh, it doesn't listen, so we can have some internal dialogue to where now he's starting to talk to himself, and then he like takes pills and then decides to get off medication. You could do that in the span of 10-15 minutes probably.
I
And
did like how that when they did introduce the alter personality for him, it immediately became like, could that be Holiday?
you
Because his
know,
wife mentioned she left the basement door open again, and he's like, I didn't leave the basement door open.
it's
Like
like,
a-
I haven't been in
Like
the
Jekyll and Hyde situation type thing.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
No, and I thought that was a pretty solid possibility, and I enjoyed that. And also, this is why I got to make fun of Jensen again about his Batman voice. Is like when Duhamel makes the change to starting to do the Two-Face voice,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I bought it. You know what I mean? Like, I just like, oh, okay, yeah, this works. Like, it feels justified, doesn't feel off base, and it fits the character pretty well.
I was curious if Josh did both Dent and the Two-Face voice at the same time.
Yes.
And yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't know why you'd get two people to do two different.
Well,
people
I
to
mean,
do.
you never. Some actors just can't do the range.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Well, then I'm like, then that's a casting problem, and Mr. Wes Gleason should not be casting anymore.
All right, so
But like I said, I like a lot of the voice actors. It's just Jensen felt off to me.
yeah, who is what? Where is he from? I know his name.
Jensen?
Yeah,
It's fucking Dean Winchester, bitch. And also Jason Todd, the Red Hood.
He also played one role in Smallville.
He also played himself in the animated version of a Supernatural episode in Scooby-Doo.
I'm looking at him. He looks familiar. I'm not seeing it.
He's gonna be Soldier Boy.
He's in
Boys season 3.
Smallville. Huh.
E. Can't remember
Dawson's
who-
Creek.
I need
Okay.
to watch fucking Supernatural finally.
Dark Angel.
You've never seen Supernatural?
Only the Scooby Doo episode.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you'll like it. The first 5 seasons are fucking awesome, and then it kind of goes off the rails. But it's kind of fun for like 2 or 3. But then they introduce, essentially, I'll just throw it out there. When you hear the word Leviathan and darkness, just know you're in for a fucking goofy ride that makes no sense. But luckily, like at that point, you're so endeared to everybody, and they kind of lean into the stupid that they're just like,
Doesn't that
fuck
show
it.
have like 20 billion seasons?
15, baby.
Yeah. So Jensen
And a
Ackles'
potential
first-
prequel.
And a pretty solid musical episode.
Jensen Ackles' first IMDb credit is from Wishbone. That's
Shut
awesome.
the front door.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, that makes me just like him more. Like,
And apparently he was in the Dark Angel show. The
yeah, Jessica
Alba one.
Alba.
And the reason I recognize his face is from My Bloody Valentine 3D, because I just recently watched that. So,
Oh, you actually want to admit that, or?
oh god, it's such a horrible movie, but it's so much fun.
Oh, goodness gracious.
since we were talking about the the cast on this I appreciate that Alistair Duncan came back to play Alfred. He did that in
Oh, he's good.
the early 2000s, the Batman, or I should say mid 2000s, because it was after Justice League, the Batman animated series, which it had some weird design choices for the characters, but it's a really awesome show with some solid stories. And also the season 1 intro is amazing, and they changed it, and then I was mad.
The Batman. That's isn't that the dude like everybody all of a sudden liked for some reason? He's the new he was on fucking the Drew Carey show. I'm trying to remember what the guy's name is who voices Batman.
Reno Romano.
That might be right. I'm not sure.
The Drew Carey, like the sitcom show.
Yeah. Yeah, he was one of the friends. Yeah. I can't remember. Because I think he was also the voice of Batman for the Bold and Brave, or Brave and Bold Batman.
Oh no, that was I just saw this. I'll look it up. Give me a second.
But I guess while you do
about
that,
Diedrich Bader or whatever.
that might be. I don't know. I just know he was Batman for Brave and Bold. I just know that they carried him on for like a movie or two, and I think a secondary.
He's Batman and Harley Quinn TV show.
Yes.
So I don't see him on any other Batmans though.
Telling you, he did one more. I know it. I can feel it in my butt. I can feel it caressing my
There's a
taint.
lot of shit, so it's hard to go through.
But I will say again, just to kind of reiterate, just because I know I poo-pooed on it a little bit, but I will say the second part's way better than the first. I think there's a lot more action, a little bit more excitement, and you're starting to see pieces come together, and there's a lot better acting. I thought the first one, the setup for everything was really clunky and kind of lame. But once you started getting pieces and puzzles, it was kind of neat. Like the coin, like why did Batman give Harvey the coin, and where the hell did he get that, and shit like that.
Right.
So I'll explain in the second part.
I got him now.
It's the one that John is talking about is Diedrich Bader. He did play Raven. Yeah.
Yeah.
He also was Zeta in the Zeta Project.
I don't know what the hell that means.
It is the most obscure of the DC animated universe shows. It's a spinoff from Batman Beyond with a robot that can disguise itself.
I feel he's also the guy who they get when they can't afford Baldwin's voice, because he does Boss Baby TV show as well, I believe.
God, fucking Boss Baby.
He was also Guy Gardner in the Green Lantern show.
Yeah.
He's a lot, dude. I would not have expected that from his work on that show.
Right. Man, can I tell you, I'm still butthurt about that 3D animated Green Lantern show that got fucking canceled way too soon. I think it only got like
That's the one he was in.
Fuck me, dude. That was so good.
Didn't they have like a season, or was it just
it was split in two. So
Okay.
it was more like 2 seasons, but it was all one.
Their fucking argument was they didn't have the toy sales. I'm like, eat my butt. There's so many. You really
They
think
brought back Young
Justice,
Justice, which had the same issue.
Oh, and you really think the Harley Quinn animated one that just came out fucking killing it in the toys? I highly doubt it.
Well, they got rid of that guy at Cartoon Network. That's why. You know that that's the same guy who fucking was the marketing salesman for Marvel in the 90s and tanked that company.
Woof.
Why anyone hires him is ridiculous.
It's got dirt on someone, I'm sure. Yeah. But no, I enjoy a lot of the aesthetic stuff. Like other than a couple of character design, I thought Poison Ivy looked cool, mostly because I'm a pervert. I liked a lot of stuff. Like it really does. It felt like 90s Batman with a new anime flair to it, and it wasn't too much. Like it just felt really glossy and really like strong, I guess. Like Batman looks pretty badass. Catwoman looks really sleek and sexy, and like the movements in the fight scenes, like her fighting style is so much fun to watch in that kind of animation, which is again why I feel like Batman got fucking squandered. Like I want a couple of him flipping around throwing shit more often. He threw one fucking batarang.
Can we talk about Catwoman? What did you guys think about like the reveal with her storyline or whatnot?
It came out of fucking nowhere.
Right?
I didn't mind. I didn't care because it was neat to see the obsession, but there was no real obsession with them other than the fact that Batman said so. I was like, she's following him, I thought, because he's connected to Batman and she
Right.
likes Batman.
And I thought she was just helping Batman the whole time.
Yeah, there was
Not-
nothing for me that indicated that she was doing anything in a selfish way
right.
at all. Like nothing.
So anyone who watched the I agree, by the way. There's there's
And you're also talking to
a
guys
lot
who
of the-
probably don't like read a ton of the comics, or at least I
Yeah.
don't. So I'm just going
Um,
purely off this storyline.
anyone who watched the Year One movie,
Mhm.
the comic that was based on, this was like it takes place a few months after that one wraps up, so it's still with like in the first 2-3 years of Batman's career.
But the movies aren't in the same universe, are they?
No, but
Okay.
that's roughly where this takes
didn't think
place in his career.
Right.
But yeah, if anyone wants to
Which is interesting you say that, because by the end of this movie, or the end of the second movie, I should say, we get a Flash and a Green Arrow. And like,
Yeah.
but Batman just started, like, basically. So,
Well, then that really fucks with me with Selina's timeline. That's why I wish they would have delved into her origin a little bit more. Because then, like, when was she doing all this shit?
right.
And
In
she's like, way-
Gotham. This is a
and-
prequel to the Gotham show, John.
I guess.
Or sequel, not prequel.
But she was also, but like, she's like better than him, and it's like just really kind of annoying. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But she's also dead. She doesn't have to worry. She got
Yeah, but
9
did she?
lives, bro.
But is that her thing in this universe? Is
They
that
don't
whole
explain
thing?
it.
Yeah,
I think
I
they
know.
only do that when they want to utilize killing her and bringing her back.
Yeah, it's kind of what it feels like. I don't know, but
I
like, but all the superficial shit, I for the most part really enjoyed. I wish that, again, only two things I really wish they would have done. Really could have used a lot more background stuff to make it feel a little more lived in, because I always think that's one of the best things about Batman is Gotham. Like, Gotham itself is so neat and gives you so much potential.
Gotham is a
It's like its own
character by
character.
itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why people like Schumacher and Burton movies, is because Gotham was kind of cool looking. It wasn't just Chicago in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And
Nolan.
or Pittsburgh, prick. So like he gets a little bit of a pass for that, but when you take away the element of that, like, you know, bums in the streets and alleyways and, you know,
Where
fucking fire burnings and gunshots and
did they
screaming
shoot
people and shit.
the Joker film at? Because they got like a New York feel right there,
I think it was in New York.
and I didn't like that feel for Gotham. But
At
I'm
least
also
they
used to,
they
like,
dressed it up though, like with all the garbage and shit all over the
Yeah.
streets and stuff. At least they tried.
I don't know. I guess I like the Gothic like style feel from like the Tim Burton shit. You
The
know?
word goth is literally in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we didn't get any of like the cool, like, where are the big gargoyles that he's always standing on top of and shit? Like, you know, I just feel like
he
that's
hasn't
where
found
they
that
took
building
away.
yet.
Where's the Batman
Yeah,
and
right?
Gargoyles
His
crossover?
brooding building. Hopefully they'll build it one day when I'm actually good at being a detective, so I can brood.
One day I'm gonna be a detective.
No, I'm gonna be a detective one day, and I wanted to punch myself in my own testicles because it felt like they cut off Stephen Amell's for that movie. That movie sucks. The second Turtle movie, that's so fucking shit. How did you take a vigilante character and turn him into a pussy? Twice over. Not only did you fuck over Casey Jones, but you fucked over Stephen Amell, who's literally been the coolest vigilante on TV.
You take a character or
4
an
years.
actor who's played the vigilante for what, 7 years at that time? No, 6 years at
No,
that time. Probably?
I don't think it was that much. I think it was 4 or 5 at that
4 or
point.
5, but
That
still,
movie's
like,
from a while back.
it's like, come on, man, like.
It hurt my soul.
You literally had to do was wear a fucking hockey mask and be the Green Arrow. That's all he
That's
had to do.
literally what it was going to be, and it's fucking lame.
And instead of arrows, you carry a fucking, golf bag with some
Yeah.
golf clubs, hockey sticks.
Wow.
Billy
You all
Club.
right?
Yeah.
There you go. Fucking hell.
Well, I was gonna say the original story for this It started in December 96 and finished up in December 97. So it's late 90s.
So that's a long Christmas.
Yeah.
That's going to be the sequel, actually.
It's written by
It's going to be Mr. Freeze.
The amazing Jeff Loeb, and art is Tim Sale. But Jeff Loeb actually continued the story in the 2 more comics. If anyone liked this and wants to see where they go, it's called the next one is Batman Dark Victory.
Okay.
I haven't read that one yet, but it sounds really good. And then after that is a Catwoman When in Rome, which I have read, and that's really good too. So I really hope these 2 get the movie treatment eventually as well.
You said, so was it Jeff what?
Jeff Loeb.
Is any relation to Ear?
No, John, shut up.
No?
Bad dad joke.
Oh man. Crickets.
He also did that the Hush storyline that everyone likes to use in their stuff, you know, Batwoman,
which wouldn't even matter if you were hushed if you had earlobes.
You know,
I can't hear those because my lobes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I like Jim Gordon. I like Jim Gordon a lot. I'm gonna throw that out there. Enjoyed him.
Who is that? Billy Burke. He did a good job.
I'm sorry. Can we get a Batman movie where Gordon's Batman? Because they did it in the comics.
I would love that. Give me that mech Batman suit.
Hey, boss.
Oh.
Can we get a Batman movie?
Although he does look like a little twink Batman in that suit, like the action figure I saw for it. He's so bad.
Yeah, he's in a very, very skin tight outfit.
But can I beat you guys to the real thing here? Can we get a Batman movie or a cartoon where when I'm done watching it, I go, fucking Batman's awesome. That's what I want. I don't feel like I've gotten one lately.
We've just had so many Batman movies,
and they all suck. Dark Knight Rises
about Batman
garbage.
is his rogues gallery, bro. Come on.
What? I don't believe that at all. I think we're just slowly moving that direction now.
I don't believe that at all.
I'm so sad. Dark Knight Rises, lame. Fucking...
Are you talking just live action?
Or, no, even animated.
Oh, well, then I disagree with that.
I don't know.
There's plenty that I really enjoy.
Well, I guess that is a little hyperbolic because even in the ones I don't like Son of Batman and stuff, at least he's kind of badass. But at the same time,
it is a shame that most of the really good ones are connected to the 90s and in the DC animated universe. What was that first animated one in the movie? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting what this is.
Flashpoint.
No, not Flashpoint.
Because that was more Thomas Wayne, not necessarily Batman, I guess.
Oh my god. Give me a second.
He even just pops in for Assault on Arkham, the Suicide Squad movie, and he's cool in that.
I did like him in Justice League Dark. The first one, not Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Not Apocalypse.
Nah, I didn't like Apocalypse at all.
Yeah,
the first one was pretty cool.
Batman Ninja, it's pretty cool. And then there was Gotham by Gaslight. I still haven't watched yet.
I just
finished reading the whole thing. So.
Mask of the Phantasm. How did I forget that?
That's from the 90s, bro.
Yeah, but it was the first Batman animated to be in theaters. It was 93.
Also, I think that's the movie that told my prepubescent ass that, oh boy, redheads, they're hot and dangerous.
Sub-Zero, that was a good one. Return of the Joker. Like a lot of the really, really good ones are from that series, and they just haven't been able to capture that. Even with the newest ones from that, like Justice League versus the Fatal Five, it was good, but it wasn't as good as they used to be.
And even then, I'll even say, because I'm even gonna yell at myself from 30 seconds ago. Like, I'm talking about how Batman was like cool, like surface level at least, and like really badass. Even if you watch like Justice League Unlimited and like Justice League, Batman's fucking great in that. Like, I enjoy
yeah.
that. But the problem is you don't get the fun part about Batman is the balance of Bruce to Batman. And that shit is non-existent after like the 90s movies, like after Sub-Zero and Return
Oh
of
yeah,
Jor-El.
yeah. Bruce barely appears in Justice League at all.
It fucking
In
blows
fact,
my
all of
mind.
their alter egos barely appear.
Yeah, which I'm fine with because it's more the idea of how do all these heroes interact versus not necessarily, because that's why I
Yeah.
really liked that episode when fucking Batman just straight out fucking just gives up everybody's alter ego because the place has been taken over by the Hawk people. Wally West, blah blah blah, and everybody's like, "What?" And then he fucking unmasks himself. I'm like, I love it. That's great.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just there are a lot of dynamics. This is something I've always talked about, and Tivis, I think you might remember. It was the idea of when they made the new Scoob movie. I felt like there's this weird problem we have with keeping these franchises going and them being redone again, like a few years later. Is the people remaking them obviously don't give a shit about the originals. They're like making the Spark Notes version of what everybody said the show was. Like if you go back and watch the old Hanna-Barbera stuff and like maybe one or two seasons after that, like reiterations after that, you're kind of like, okay, this kind of feels about right. And I think one of the Netflix series was pretty good. I think they had two. I can't remember which one it is, but one of them was really good and one of them was starting to steer off the path. Like even pup named Scooby-Doo was okay. And then you have something like Scoob and it feels like it's more like the meme version of what
See, I
it
thought
actually
Scoob had
is.
a ton of like they went deep into the Hanna-Barbera stuff. I mean, sure, some of the voice cast was miscast, but the
I was
actual
talking more like-
elements in it was.
I was talking more like behaviors and
Is
styles.
Scoob
and-
the
See,
one?
I loved Scoob because I thought it was a nice love letter to those series.
Is Scoob the one that had the blue falcon and all that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Simon Cowell.
Okay. I know I watched. I just couldn't remember which one it was. They all
No,
blend
it's just-
together. All
it's just what it
Scoobs
kinda
look
reminds me
alike.
How dare you? They all eat snacks. And let's be fair, they've never portrayed Shaggy correctly because he should take over the world and be unbeatable.
Well, he only uses 0.1% of his power or something.
All right, because he is an honorable man. All right, cool. Scooby keeps him in check.
No, that's why
Got
he
it.
smokes pot to dampen his power.
Oh my goodness.
We exist because he.
Why do you
allows it.
think he eats so much, bro? That metabolism.
Because he's the Flash. Because
He's fucking he's one punch man, but can also kick you. I need to watch One Punch Man again.
I was just thinking that last night.
I'm not gonna lie, I finished the series 4 times already, and I want to do it again.
Dude, I'm reading the manga right now.
I refuse to start season 2 until they give me a dub because I get it, you subbers. I did dub twice and
Is
sub
that not
twice.
available anywhere?
I have not gotten an English dub anywhere yet. I cannot find
That's
it.
crazy to me because Toonami hasn't had the rights to the dub in a long time, so it should be out there.
I'm a little butthurt. I'm not gonna lie, because people are like, "Oh, trope side." I have finished subtitles twice, and I have finished dub twice. Suck it. I prefer the dub. I think it's funny. I think the actors are really cool. Jinosh and fucking Saitama, their dynamic is so fucking funny in English. I'm sorry, it's fucking hilarious.
Don't get me started on fucking anime purist bullshit.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit of a bitch when it comes to live action. I prefer subtitles because you get more of the emotion in it because
I
it
get
matches the human giving it to you on screen. But when it's an animated person,
Yeah, it's a fucking drawn thing.
just get me there.
You gotta watch it in the language they meant it to be. It's a fucking cartoon.
As long as the translation is actually faithful, then I'm good.
Over
That's-
9,000.
That's why I watched them both, because I wanted to see how far off the actual dialogue was from the original subtitles. I've even attempted, but it hurt my brain too much, where you put the subtitles on for the original Japanese or whatever,
Mhm.
and then you have the English dub on, and you're trying to like match. I can't do it. My brain can't comprehend it.
I know that's my issue. But since we're on this weird tangent,
Sorry,
I'm gonna
I
take
really
this.
fucked that up. There wasn't
No,
much
no, no.
more to talk
While we're
about for
on
the
this
movies,
tangent,
felt like
I
did
do
it.
want to add. I know Squid Games is like really popular right now, but apparently the translation for it is really bad. So anyone watching it, just be aware of that. Excuse
no.
me.
Yeah,
Sorry
I'm
about
not
that.
watching the fucking
Yeah.
dubbed version.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
so excited to watch Squid Game. We're
Why
in
would you
Halloween
watch
mode.
that dubbed? Don't watch that dubbed the first time, guys.
We're in Halloween mode right now. For our movies, and we have so many to pick right now. And somebody said something about Empty Man. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that buddy of mine who works for NASA and wrote that Doctor Who book. He's really big into horror, like Myke. So
Yeah.
anytime he mentions something like, oh, this is freaky as hell, I'm like, oh, it's got to be real bad then. So I better pass it along.
So you bet your ass I'm gonna check that one out. And then Squid Game looks really cool. I'm still finishing up Midnight Mass because I had another fucking cry like a bitch the other day. Dude, there have been 2 solid episodes where you see something coming and you just go, no, no, no. And then when it happens, I fucking literally just turn off the Xbox and I cry for like 30 minutes like a fucking asshole. And then I come back to it the next day because I'm like, I can't. My fucking soul can't.
I was actually going to make sure you had time to talk about that show before we're done.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Because I don't give a fuck what Michael says. I might break the rules. I might break the rules. I might break the rules coming
I
up
might
soon.
not follow your breaking of the rules.
Well, you don't have to. You can just ignore me then.
All right, so let's
Do
finish up
anyway.
on the Batman.
Yeah,
Nolan
sorry.
guys. Final thoughts. I enjoyed both of these.
Oh yeah.
Like John said, though, the second one does hit a lot better than the first one. But if
Which
you're
I'm sure is
watching,
unfair because you're getting conclusions and
yeah,
and some of the fun, silly, superficial shit.
Well, that's
you
when
were
you get the
sitting waiting
Rogues
for.
Gallery is more in the second one. The first one, you only get Joker. I did really enjoy though seeing Calendar Man in this. Especially after we just saw a really crappy version of him in the Suicide Squad movie. So
Dangling keys, Michael.
I mean,
dangling
he was in it for like 2 minutes at
I
most.
know, right?
2 seconds even, but still, it was really crappy.
He makes fun of Polka Dot Man and then he's done.
Yeah,
Good.
that's why it's a crappy version. You don't make fun of the dots.
Ha ha ha.
Man.
Calendar.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. So that's me on that
I
one.
make
glad
a
you
Pastafarian joke.
I gotta say, I'm more like Pastafarian because they're Italian. Hey, nothing. We were mobsters.
Did you even say the word differently?
I said pasta.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Rasta.
No. That was flying spaghetti monster people.
Oh, well then you're fucking hilarious.
Because
Well
they
done.
put calendars on their heads.
Well, now I'm pissed off because you're actually way funnier than me now. Then, Michael, I was gonna say I appreciate you not infringing on Tiffus's copyright with your explanation of how you felt about the movie. So, I think well done.
I liked it.
No, you can't. Okay, 50 cents every time. It's like you're fired.
It's
That's
hot.
No, that's hot.
Oh, see, I didn't want to pay the money, so
Oh fuck! You
Guys,
just made me pay $1.
Finish up your final thoughts on this so we can.
you want to go next, John?
Like I
Poke
said,
my screen.
Jesus. Like I said, if you like Batman, if you like the mythos and all that stuff, there's a lot to enjoy here. The animation is really good. A lot of the voice acting is pretty solid. It's easy watch too, solid hour and a half, so 3 hours of your day for both. Like I said, just a lot of the stuff is a little bit more nitpicky on my end, and I think they could have done a little better, especially with animation. You have a little bit more wiggle room to maybe extend that runtime a little bit, or do a little extra. But I don't think it's bad. I would definitely recommend it to any DC fan. Would I watch it again? Probably not, unless This would be probably like a YouTube's highlight for me to watch like the fight scenes because again, I'm a pervert. Catwoman's really hot. Poison Ivy looks really cool, and Solomon Grundy and all these characters, like the character designs are pretty solid. So a lot of the confrontations are a lot of fun, and the payoffs are okay, but you kind of meh. But for the most part, I think it's pretty good. I would say recommend.
Recommended.
Ye.
Yeah, I like I was saying earlier, I think this is a return to form for fucking DC animated movies because it's been a long time since there's been one that's held my attention this well. I was, interested this much, and for it being, two movies telling this, this 3-hour story, that's a long ass time. I don't normally watch stuff that long, and I don't know why Mike is putting his eye to the camera.
To show that he doesn't have lenses in him because he's a hipster.
I absolutely recommend, especially the fucking story itself. If go read that too, because this is one of those that have gone down and have remained in people's mouths because they talk about it so much for a reason.
And their earlobes.
And a lot of stuff that this is like Watchmen and things. I go back and read, and I think it's kind of, I don't know, overhyped. I don't believe this is one that I read and was like, wow, okay, this definitely deserves the hype it gets.
I would probably even say if you're a DC fan and you like comics, definitely read it before you watch it because there might be like extra nuance, maybe some extra little details that the movie just didn't feel like putting in or they cut out or something, and it might actually make the animated stuff probably more like, I don't know, it's streamlined, I guess.
Yeah.
So
and if you haven't read or watched it and listened to us spoil it for you, I'm
welcome.
sorry, you just missed out on the best part, which is the mystery.
I always say, as long as it's a good story, once it starts me, I'm in for, even if I already know the ending, I look for new stuff. Because now I already know the twist. Let's see how much foreshadowing they actually did. See if they
way
earned
too
it.
much. Way too. I'll tell you right now, way too much. Like it wasn't even that hard to figure out. Like,
all right, Mr. Smarty.
Like last time when John was like, "Oh yeah, fucking the bald guy's the bad guy." Yeah. Well, this one, like, you fucking know it almost right away.
Well, that's how it always works. Bald people are always evil.
Mr.
I mean, I knew the story, and it still took me a while to figure it out. So, but then again, I'm an idiot.
We can't all be the world's greatest detective. Jim Gordon.
Damn straight.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I have.
Let's move in, guys. So, after this week,
Oh.
next time you guys will hear from us will be on the 22nd. We'll drop another episode on the 22nd.
So far away.
Which that's only a week.
My cat won't have balls.
2 weeks away. Good. Need them. Less cats.
It's cats. Sish.
So we're going to be doing our Halloween episode that week, like we normally do, which is where we each pick a movie, and
I'm picking a movie.
we all watch it and discuss all three movies that week. So with that, I wanted to drop our movies, let everyone know what our picks are. And
no, I'm not watching a Pixar movie.
Pixar's Halloween with Mike Myers.
With Michael Myers.
All right, so who wants to start out? Tivis?
You might want to save me for last. I'm gonna
All
make
right.
you both mad.
All right, John, then you go.
I'm gonna break your rule. Mine's gonna be the first episode of Netflix's Midnight Mass.
How long is it?
It is
45
7
minutes?
episodes. It's 7 episodes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. So it's already shorter
Wait,
than
so
movies.
Midnight Mass?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the newest one starring Rahul Kahili from My Zombie, which you would appreciate, sir. And the reason why I'm picking it is because it's not necessarily super spooky. There are some good scare elements, some fun jump scares from time to time, but lot of good or no, not Midnight Mass. Fuck, I'm a retard. That's what I'm watching right now, and that's what
I was about to say.
No, I fucked that up. I'm sorry, I'm a retard. No, the first episode of Haunting of Hill House, made by the same guy, Mike Flanagan. That's what I meant.
Is that the comic book guy?
What?
Flanagan?
I wouldn't get that. I don't know. Sorry.
Comic book man?
Oh no.
All right, so what is it? The Haunting?
The Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting.
There is a book. Don't bother reading it because the movie or the show has nothing to do with it. And
episode 1?
Yep, just episode 1. I think I've told Hannah I've gone back and rewatched it about 3 times. I think it's one of the greatest pilots to a show almost ever.
Do they do a whole lot of reveal stuff in the first episode?
Not necessarily, no. It essentially I call it, it's almost like the Avengers of a TV show. It's
So
a big character.
The characters and shit.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
first episode is all about one character. Each episode is only about one character.
Okay.
And then they have little increments and interactions with the other characters that have already been established or ones that we are potentially about to meet.
Okay.
And then in the 6th episode, it all explodes. And I would tell people I would rank it up there with some of the best television I have ever watched ever. And I still hold my hat on that. And I've watched the show 3 times. I will say though, I believe it's 10 episodes and the final episode is so fucking shit. It almost ruins it. But the journey to get there is so fucking good. I really truly think that the pilot is so solid that you'll want to finish it at some point, regardless of what you think. I think it's just so interesting, really well done, a lot of acting, a lot of long shots. If you're a pretentious prick like me, you'll really enjoy the mechanics of it. A lot of long takes, big monologues, great dialogue, a lot of fun stuff. And it talks about the supernatural, and it's really, really exciting. I think it's a really, really good show. I think everybody should at least give it a try. So I'm going to explain why.
Okay.
Yee.
Cool.
Yee.
Tivis, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You go.
All right. So my pick is.
And you're putting these on. You're going to be announcing it on Facebook when this drops, right?
Oh yes, we will.
All right, cool. Because I'm not going to write them down. I'll wait till you post.
Oh, I'm writing everything down.
I always forget, so I've forgotten every single time at this point.
So my pick is a film I've never seen, and I just came across the trailer of it a few ago, but a few ago. It's been months now. It just finally popped back up in my life. The movie Society. It's from 1989, but on Amazon they have it marked as 1992 for some reason. It's directed by Brian Yuzna.
Maybe
he did like a Bride of Reanimator, Return of the Living Dead 3, shit like that. So this one, when I saw it, the visuals kind of reminded me of Dead Alive. If you guys have ever seen Dead Alive.
God. Peter
John
Jackson,
like,
fucking Peter Jackson's big movie that scored him Lord of the fucking Rings.
Dead Alive is an awesome movie. The
Nothing
baby.
Nothing like a good lawnmower scene.
Yes. Oh, maybe I should just pick that.
You know who made me watch that, Michael?
Huh.
Fucking our boy, our audio man, Philip Spann, which fucking funnily enough, my Zwi mug signed by his truly because he was the audio man for Ruby.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's what I was drinking out of today.
So that's my pick. For some reason it wants me to subscribe and watch. I'm not sure why.
Do it.
Amazon, but I think I'm just not signed in. So yeah, my pick is Society from 1989, but for some reason on Amazon it says it's 1992, even though in the description it literally says 1989. And I just want to read a quick synopsis of it since John kind of explained. We all know kind of what that show is.
Oh, do we? Because I won't shut the fuck up about it ever.
Right. I guess there's not much of a synopsis online anymore for it. It's a California teen's worst nightmares about his parents come true when he returns home to find the grotesque party in full swing.
Oh, orgy.
Oh yeah.
Eyes wide shut.
And again, I have not seen this, so I'm not like personally torturing you guys if it's like really bad. At least I'm not picking the human centipede for you, Tivis.
I wouldn't watch anyway.
Oh.
I do the audiobook.
I don't know if that's making fun of me or not, but I feel like it is.
What? What, the audiobook?
Human Centipede has a book.
I have no idea if it does. Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
That was half a serious question.
No, I was fucking joking. I had no idea. I totally forgot about that. Oh, what a meme. Oh, what a meme.
All right, Tivis, your
Oh.
turn.
All right, so I'm picking this movie who was part of a group of films from this really great actor. It was released by Touchstone in 1991 and is the last one of the group of films that was released by them. I'm going with
Ernest motherfucker.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
All right.
You are so lucky. Hannah tried to make me watch that 2 days ago because we watch it every year. And I said no because we were on the scary track. And I told her once I start having horrific nightmares, I need something to break it.
Yeah, I wanted to go lighthearted. I really wanted to do When Good Girls Go Bad, which is a R.L. Stine movie with Christopher Lloyd. It used to be part of the Fox.
I just watched that. There's a pretty much it on it. It's awesome.
But unfortunately, that's not available anywhere. So I'm not going to ask, listeners to go buy something for them to listen to us. So it's one that I definitely recommend, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to say go, you have to for our show.
If you want to ask Hannah, she'll find it for you because we watched it.
Oh, I own it.
I was going to say.
Awesome. So that's all three movies. So we got The Haunting of Hill House episode 1, Society, and Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah, don't jump in any
Third.
kilns.
What?
Never go into a kiln. You might get burned up and create a curse on a town, or you can never have Halloween.
Or you learn
That was
French?
all horseshit.
One of these years we'll just do all
That Hocus Pocus?
non-scary stuff.
Sure. Non-scary.
Yeah. Well, we'll do like Ernest. We'll do the Adam
Well, I'd pick-
Sandler one and
Well, I'd be picking Hocus Pocus. So
Hocus Pocus.
I love Hocus Pocus.
You
That's
know,
my shit.
our good friend of the show, sometimes guest Austin Mosher,
Sometimes-
has never
oh.
seen it.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
Oh, may I wait? Okay, one sec, guys. I need you to be quiet. Austin, this is personally to you. No one else can hear you. You're a piece of shit. All right.
I just wanted to call him out on not watching it and supposedly into cult classics.
I'm so fucking angry. It's the only time Sarah Jessica Parker's ever been hot.
I
Like
actually
ever.
said that in an argument with somebody on Tivis's comments.
But it's
I
true.
was like, can we? Because they didn't like the movie, and I was like, well, can we at least agree that it's the only time she's like bangable?
It's the same. Well, I wouldn't say. I was just gonna go with hot, but you made it much worse. Thank you.
Don't you want to hear that horse scream?
And then I got to. Well, I mean, you do ride them. I'm just saying.
This got weird. I didn't mean for it, and I'm sorry.
It's the same problem that Cameron Diaz had. She was only super hot
The Mask.
in The Mask. It's like they're completely different people. They got doppelgangered, and you're just kind of like, what happened? I've been sold a bill of goods that did not deliver. All right, cool. Glad we all agree. No, I'm just glad we all agree. No, it's perfect. Your silence means your silence is violent or something. I don't know. What do they say? Compliance? I don't know.
Only the stupid talk too much.
You
Oh,
guys
that's
would.
not true.
I want to give John some time to talk about the show that he's been
Oh no.
moved by recently, because I feel like it happens so rarely. It deserves some spotlight.
Oh, it's just
Uh,
good.
Another Netflix thing too, by the
Yeah.
way.
It's Mike Flanagan, dude. The guy that, like, I really enjoyed Bly Manor too, but not as much as these other two. These characters are just hit for me. Granted, that he tends to have characters that really deal with either emotional like an emotional strife, usually going either internally or maybe with relationships, or he does a lot of stuff with addiction. And I have suffered from alcoholism for a really long time, and it's a habit that's really hard to kick. And um so he had that, like, kind of portrayed as heroin in the first, in Haunting a Hill House with the character. This one does have an alcoholic, a couple of them actually. They actually have some AA meeting type stuff, while also using religion as an idea, as an allegory, where religion's not bad, but it's everything is good in moderation. Um, you can be religious, but then at some point you could become a zealot, and that's when things. Oh, that's interesting. That's when things can divulge or divert into just scary practices and bad habits, and maybe crossing lines you wouldn't normally cross if you were influenced by something. You know what I mean? And these characters, they're all on an island, literally. Like, they're literally out on this island, and uh their Sunday mass, it's really important to them, but every character has a reason why they don't want to attend, why they do want to attend. Um Rahul plays a sheriff of the town who is I believe Muslim, so you get some stuff in there too. So I just think it really, his shows give a lot of opportunity, not only just for fun analysis of character development and story and world building, but also you get a really good opportunity at self reflection and inflection from a bunch of characters who tend to have their own personal demons. And but then he always puts it in this really neat mystery slash supernatural slash uh entertaining foil, which is really exciting to watch develop. And man, he's good with character stuff and dialogue. Holy fuck. Like, holy hell. Yeah. No, there have been two scenes where I pretty much just woof. I shut down. Like, it emotionally hit me so hard that I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done for 24 hours and I can't touch it. Actually, it's been 48 hours now. I'm hopefully going to try and drop an episode. I actually pre-vet episodes now before I watch them with Hannah, just in case I have a moment like that. I'm like, I'm just going to let you know this might happen, and hopefully, because I know it's coming, it won't.
So you don't like to cry? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think everybody needs a good cry from time to
Okay.
time. One, it clears out the ducts, so that's actually healthy for you. And second, nothing wrong with being vulnerable from time to time. I have no idea how to do any of that, so I'll just pretend. I'll pretend I'm doing the same thing visually that everybody else is doing.
he doesn't release the video versions. Nobody's gonna understand this.
I know, right? He doesn't know how to edit anymore. He doesn't care about you, audience. He's given up on you
We're playing with the filters while John's talking.
because everyone cares so much about what I got to say.
What is that? I don't even know.
Oh,
what
it's a
that is.
Nazi flag.
I was like, what the fuck is that one? I don't understand it. It looked like it was just on two sides. Anyways,
No, I just you texted us talking about how awesome you enjoyed it, and I know appears to be, at least from reviews, one of those shows that you either really enjoy or don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
polarizing. is
anyone on the
definitely the
fence, I
word.
wanted to give you a chance to try and persuade them to try it.
I just
talk
don't
about your
be
feelings, son.
don't be nervous about the religious element. It's just a catalyst. That's all it is. It's just a delivery device. And and I actually think if you're atheist, it might actually even make you feel better about it. Or if you're on the fence, even religiously, it gives you a good idea of what can go wrong if you make it specifically your life versus it being a part of your life.
Yeah, I turned the trailer on for that show the other day, and Nikki just looked at me and then looked at the TV, and she's like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
The thing is literally called Midnight Mass. If you didn't
Yeah.
think it was gonna, but let me just, God, I don't want to fucking spoil it, but let me just tell you, there's a lot more there. And like I said, there's a Muslim sheriff that does pushback,
Mhm.
and so there's a lot of there's just a lot of questions to be asked,
Yeah.
and especially in a small town and things like that. It this is like character study 101 awesome. Like it's so fucking brilliant. It's really well done. I have been told, and I've heard some spoilers for the end, that the last episode, as per usual, Mike Flanagan can just not seem to stick the landing. That the last episode's just kind of really contrived and kind of stupid. Like you can tell he wanted a specific ending and he just did whatever the fuck he wanted to make it happen. But getting to that finish line is,
Yeah.
as of right now, totally fucking worth
The
it.
way you're describing it, it reminds me of how I felt when I first started watching, and I started late. I didn't start with the first season even. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's an anthology, but when I first started watching American Horror Story,
Mm,
kind of
yeah,
felt like that with like the character development, everything. But again, with the landing, a lot of the times these shows they're so great and they just don't know where to go because they're ending that story right then and there.
or they can't help themselves. I think people really need to fucking get over this whole like we need the twist at the end.
Mhm.
You can put the twist somewhere in the middle.
So I want
Like put it there and then just let it play out naturally. There's
here's the
nothing
one
wrong
that
with
really
that.
really pissed me off with one of the seasons. I think it was like Apocalypse, where they were dealing with the Antichrist and shit like that. And all these really cool character things, like because they went back to each different storyline in it,
Yeah.
because it all takes place in one universe.
Mhm.
But they were like going back to like, oh shit, here's the characters from the first season and stuff. And you got to see a nice resolve with some of the characters, and it was perfect. It was like perfect closing the door on these story arcs that we left already.
Yeah.
But then by the end of this season, to save the world, the bitch time travels, and then none of it matters at all. Like
Yeah.
all the resolve that we finally saw, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, and like I
it's
said,
just so annoying.
well, it's
So
just because they
similar
either
to
wanna,
Donnie Darko.
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah.
Well, it's the idea like they either want to reset so nothing happened so
Yeah.
they can go back to square one and have their story essentially cake and eat it too.
I haven't watched since then, so I don't know
Or-
what the fuck they did anymore.
Or a big thing, they brought up fucking QAnon in their latest episode. I'm like, oh no, what are you guys doing? Stop it.
Or what?
They brought up QAnon. Like, I think some vampires or something were talking to each other. And they brought up fucking QAnon. I'm like, guys, calm down.
In American Horror Story?
Oh, dead ass.
Oh, that's
couldn't
gonna
believe it.
date it.
Bringing, like,
I
aliens
know,
and
that's what
shit
I'm
in.
saying. I was like, why would you do that, dude? Like, come on.
I heard they were bringing aliens or like, you know, the amphibian, you know,
The crocodiles in the sewer,
the
lizard people.
yeah, the lizard people. Thank you.
That's probably what it is.
Crab
the
people.
Anunnaki.
Zoidberg, no. But yeah, I'll just say, I really don't give recommendations that glowingly very often, and like I said, with my addiction, I think maybe certain moments hit a lot harder for me, but I think people not suffering with that might either know somebody who has some type of addiction, or they're religious and this asks questions that are really interesting. And I just think there's a lot to be to be given and received from these characters because they dive pretty deep into a lot of them.
Mm.
But yeah, story wise, it's very interesting to watch right now. But kind of knowing I'm being set up for disappointment, hopefully I'm making the disappointment in my head
Right.
hyperbolic. So then, like,
Yeah.
even if it is real shit, I'm just kind of like, well,
Just do what I did with Justice League. Go in expecting the worst thing ever and be pleasantly surprised.
yeah, right. I still prefer Justice League because
That's the one I'm talking about.
because it's shorter.
I had the reverse happen. I watched Hot Tub Time Machine before I
Ah.
watched Hangover. I loved Hot Tub Time Machine. Of
Yeah.
course, it does like the '80s theme and shit too, so
Yeah.
I really dig that. And everyone hyped up the Hangover movies.
yeah.
I was
I
about to
agree.
say never mind. The Hangover movies so much that when I finally went and watched the first one, I was like, this is not that great, guys. Like, why
I don't
do
think
you
it's
have
funny.
it?
I don't think
Why
it's
do you
funny at
have it
all.
up here? And I'm like, no, like I ended up when I finished it, I ended up turning on Hot Tub Time Machine and just
Yeah,
watched
they
that
have
again.
funny scenes, but they have no jokes.
Yeah,
Like getting tased in the face, hilarious. Getting punched by
Taser
Mike
face.
Tyson, sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
fucking taser face. Fucking shout out.
Taser
What was that?
face.
Guardians 2.
wasn't he in
Yeah.
one of the What Ifs too?
Yes.
Fucking, who cares?
Yeah.
Who even cares? Ruined
Taser
Vision's
Face
game.
cares, man. It's more
No.
screen time for Taser Face.
Taser
But yeah.
face.
Tasers
But
coming
yeah,
out
go
of my
watch it.
eyes.
If you want something spooky, no, it's not really that spooky. But Bly Manor's fun too if you like a slow burn. That one's a real slow burn.
I thought that was
Pretty
Game
much
of
everybody
Thrones.
always said everybody always says it's fucking boring, and I'm like, all right, well, it's fair, but it's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have. I know Mike hasn't had time to watch anything, so I'm just gonna skip him. But there's a couple things that
I've watched
Steam,
some stuff.
Steam
Just not the
Forge
shit I
Games
wanna watch.
Yeah,
has
just
been doing
bullshit.
some Resident Evil board games, and they're about to start the Kickstarter for the original Resident Evil board game, which
Oh
I'm
goodness.
super excited for because these are fucking. If you love these games and you have friends to play this shit with, get these. You can also play them by yourself. They have rules for that, but that's kind of sad.
If you let that get in the way of your campaign for D&D, I'm gonna have to make a really angry
Oh, dude,
song
I already
on my
have the
loop.
Resident Evil 2 game. I'm waiting for 3 to go out in retail because I missed the Kickstarter for that.
My loot's gonna have some angry chords on it for you. So
Other than that, I watched the first 2 episodes of Stargirl. Still good.
any good? Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I'm kind of
the-
waiting until it's like halfway done so I can like hit the first 3
well,
and go, is this worth it?
As we're recording, episode 9 just aired.
Oh shit! So they're almost done then. Or no?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
they getting a full 22? Or are they just going to the
Probably,
13?
yeah.
I
route
think
again?
it's a short season again.
Another 12, 13.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the new seasons are about to start. What is it? I just got the season passes for Batwoman season 3 and Legend season 7, which
God,
I
cannot
believe
believe
start
that
next week.
show. I
What are
cannot believe
season
Batwoman's getting a
passes? Like,
third.
what is that?
It's just what, like I said, I told you in
On
text.
iTunes
There,
or
it's like
something?
iTunes. Yeah, it's the digital box
you
sets where you
pay
can
to
watch the episodes as they
it
come out.
that's free,
I don't get that channel.
but you're paying
Also-
to watch it. That's
But he doesn't
free.
want the ad breaks, Michael. How is he ever going to understand the nuance, which is Batwoman, when there's a fucking ad break?
Hey, that show got me interested as hell towards the end of season 2. So
We are going
as
to
long
lose.
as they
We are
keep
going to
that
lose
going-
Jacob Kane. We're going to lose Jacob Kane, and the show is over. They don't even bother doing the face shit anymore. She just like put goo on her face, and now she's a person. The whole sewing element is gone. That doesn't even matter. Like sewing the face together or like doing the adhesive and shit and replace. It's literally just
What the fuck
and
are you
then-
talking about?
yeah, exactly. He knows what I'm talking about. We had to have
I didn't at
Kate-
first, but
Kate Kane had to get a new face
I'm
again.
like, I don't think Clayface has been in this show yet.
Well, they might as well be. Fucking hell. Kate
I would
Kane
love
is
that.
essentially Clayface. They'd make him gay.
Yeah,
well,
so
to be fair,
that-
Harley Quinn essentially did that by making him a gigantic thespian. Alan Tudyk as Clayface is fucking incredible. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh,
I'll
God.
suck a dick.
anyone who hasn't watched his Resident Alien yet, you are doing yourself a disservice.
I know. I want to watch that. Isn't
It's
that a
so
Sci-Fi
good.
Channel?
Yeah,
Where do you
I'm
watch
waiting
it?
for season 2.
What's it on?
It was on Sci-Fi.
Well, no shit. I meant like where can I
Oh.
find it online?
Give me a second. If Mike wants to do his quote and stuff to
No,
wrap
don't
this
let
up,
him.
I'll.
Don't let him.
Damn, he's already rushing this podcast to be over.
Oh, okay.
No, you
mister, I
seem
had
like
to
you were
bail
wanting.
early.
Yeah. Let's see. It's on Peacock, Bravo,
Gross.
USA, Hulu apparently, but there might be a TV. I hate when they say it's on Hulu and then it's like, hey, you need the TV subscription. Well, fuck you. It's not on Hulu then.
Yeah. That's true.
The Sci-Fi app. So yeah, it's around. Just
Is the Sci-Fi app free? Like the CW?
If you
or
have
whatever?
cable.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. To the high seas.
Well, the last thing I've watched was Rush Hour besides the Batman movies.
Wow, you're fucking incredible. Isn't
And
Don
I-
Cheadle in that?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
In the first Rush Hour,
Yeah.
isn't Don Cheadle the guy who owns the Chinese restaurant in Crenshaw?
No, that's the second one. Second or third. It's gonna be the second or third. That's not the first one.
Oh, okay.
he's
You're
not in that.
embarrassing yourself, man. You're a black man own a Chinese restaurant in downtown Crenshaw.
Yeah.
That was Don Cheadle, though, right? Like, I'm not having a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah. Don
fever dream.
Cheadle's in
Mhm.
in the franchise. I do remember that. I haven't watched these movies forever, but we
He
watched
plays
the-
Kenny.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck me.
but in
Apparently,
the-
he's
this
uncredited
first
too.
one, it's
Well, yeah, because
it's
why
his
would he want the
cousin.
fucking credit? I couldn't even believe he was in it. I'm not fucking bullshitting you. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up is I saw it on like YouTube the other day or something.
Uh-huh.
Because somebody was making fun of Chris Tucker and like how shit those movies are. I'm like, fuck you. The first two are great.
They're not shit movies. Like that movie, I was watching it and then it just made me like, not want to watch anything new because I'm like, dude, these street scenes and everything, it all looks dope because it's real.
Yeah.
It's fucking real. It
Don't
doesn't-
don't watch the third one. And also, did you ever see
The TV show.
no, ugh.
God no.
Money Talks with him and Charlie Sheen? What a
Yeah,
fucking
I
good
have that movie.
I love
that
that
movie.
I love that movie.
By the end, he has like the diamond earring and shit. Yeah.
Damn, she is fat. What? You know, PHAT, pretty hot and tempting.
He used to do so much shit, man. And then he just like, I saw him in a music video recently.
Well, he had some accusations, and then he like found God or something, and then he just didn't want to do anything like with his prior career, which means he's no good. Pretty much the only thing after he had his like come to Jesus moment, which I still assume he's full of shit. He did Silver Linings Playbook, and that was it. And then he had a really terrible Netflix special, and he's fucking awful. It's so bad. He wore like a tux. Ugh.
He's they
He's
just
really bad.
announced Rush Hour 4 apparently, and he's in
Nobody's
that.
watching that, bro. Nobody's watching that. Not after
I'll check
Roman.
it out.
You think Roman Polanski will come back in again? Parachute in at the end? Maybe with some Quaaludes and a bottle of champagne?
Just keep the girls away from him.
Well, you know, Bill Cosby's out now. He can have a cameo too. Why not? Maybe R. Kelly can piss on somebody. Too much?
R. Kelly's getting pissed on a lot right now. I bet you.
I bet you he snitches on a whole. No, don't let me do it. We're gonna go off on another tangent. We wanted to end this.
All
In
right.
summary, fuck R. Kelly.
No, he doesn't do that. He believes he can fly, and then he pees on you while he does it, and he says it's rain. It's like Granny's peach tea.
Oh, I forgot he did that song.
Oh, fucking Space Jam
Oh, well.
ruined. He also did Gotham City, a city of justice,
I don't know any
a
of his
city of
fucking songs.
peace, like City of Peace, motherfucker. Have you been there?
City of Peace.
Gotham is the place people want to leave.
Yeah. For every one of us, Gotham City. That was Batman and Robin, I believe, soundtrack. Because Kiss by a Rose was Seal, and that was Batman Forever.
Oh, Seal, I know.
Bet you he got fucked by Joel Schumacher.
Well, yeah. Did you see how fucked up his face is? No one's fucking him except Heidi Klum, apparently.
Oh,
Probably for a green card or something. I don't know.
All right, let's get out of here.
Sorry.
Tibbs.
What,
How
the
did you
burn face
enjoy
joke was too much?
Today's show, bro. Oh
If
my
anything, he looked
God.
like a. If anything, he looked like a Black Two-Face. So him doing it for Batman Forever was pretty appropriate. Too
Shut up.
much. All right.
Tibbs, how'd you enjoy today's show?
I liked it.
How'd you enjoy today's movie talk?
Oh, loved it.
He still ruins it. How do you enjoy? It's like, what'd you think? Say that. What'd you think of the cast today?
John,
What?
what do you think about shutting the fuck up?
I'll do it.
Hey, nobody said shit about my wife's Halloween decorations she put up for me.
There's probably a reason.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I actually thought for a second, I was like, would you steal one of fucking Michael's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sewer backgrounds? Got glowing. What's the glowing thing? Is that like a
I don't
beaker?
know, but it's cool.
Is it like a
It is kind
beaker?
of cool.
It'll
like
probably
it.
be the only thing left here next week because she's stealing that for work.
Damn.
It's a potions thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so my quote today comes from The Long Halloween. I believe this is actually from the comic because I don't remember them saying all of this in the movie.
Yeah, God
So it's
forbid
only-
we did research.
It's only quoted to Jeff Loeb, so
Oh, yeah, the cousin to ear.
can we cancel John yet, guys? If you want John off of this show, comment and
No,
leave
don't do that
some
because they
likes.
will. That's why you guys started the Munsters bullshit, so I wouldn't show up.
We haven't done nothing yet.
Which is horseshit because I look like fucking Freddie Munster, or at least when I was a kid. I
You're
look
welcome.
just like him.
My quote comes from The Long Halloween. I think it's Batman that says this.
All right,
I don't know who said this.
Wow,
Let me
good.
know when I say it.
I'm impressed.
When faced with a seemingly insurmountable problem, your only option is to act swiftly. Some might even say irrationally, removing the most dangerous elements first and methodically attacking each subsequent challenge in a separate but deliberate manner.
Oh, that's easily Catwoman.
Sexy.
No idea.
Jeff Loeb.
No, ear. No.
Now you can talk.
Oh, okay. I thought I was waiting for permission.
Your master gave you permission. Talk.
Yeah.
Speak,
Oh,
bitch. Speak.
oh, you went to college and got a master's degree. What, you my master now?
Yes.
Been over here counting rocks. 1, 2, 4, 5, bitch. That's all I got. Sorry. I don't know. I mean, are you guys excited for a long Halloween? 'Cause that's what I call my spooky penis. Ha! I did it. Later, nerds.
Peace.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Thanks and have a great day.